on my channel in regards to colorism and that sort of thing. A lot of you guys who have subscribed to me, you probably came from one of those type of videos where we were talking about colorism and the effects when it comes to the black diaspora. But in today's video specifically, I thought this would be interesting to talk about because in one of these colorism videos,
the reason why the black diaspora has colorism issues is because the rest of the black diaspora keep trying to emulate black Americans in their dysfunction. Like this guy here. This guy's not a so-called black man, I don't think. He's one of these UK guys. A lot of them UKs are just Africans. But that's not a topic for another day.
I did watch, a female was saying something about black men, dating women of lighter complexion, and now a video popped up on my timeline where it says, I'm Latina, but I only date black guys. So, yeah, let's check out.
Yeah.
Listen, do you date black guys and is your family accepting to it?
I do. I've actually only dated black guys exclusively until probably like a few years ago. I started venturing out to Spanish people.
Now, I'm just going to give my take real quick. See, women or anybody who just dates a specific sector of people, I always find them suspicious. Like when a white woman says she only dates black men, or a black woman says she only dates white men, or like this Latina woman who says she only dates black men, it comes off a bit like predatory. Like
it's very predatory. All right, it's very predatory, and you gotta watch out for these girls who only dates a specific type of men, especially when it comes to black men, because you don't have relationships with women who only date black men. That's a fetish, and they go after a specific type of black man. That's a fetish, and you're not supposed to take them seriously at all. You're not supposed to have no damn kids with them neither. But these girls, they take advantage of black men, specifically dark-skinned FBA black men. All right? They know that black men have low self-esteem. They're going to entertain. They're easy as hell. They know that. That's why they take advantage of them. And even in the animal kingdom, you'll notice when, I don't know, say a lion. A lion, when it attacks a gazelle or something, it always go for the youngest gazelle. Why? Because the youngest gazelle, or the baby gazelle, is the weakest. It doesn't have strong bone. It's not strong enough to run away. Or the older gazelle, because it's not fast enough. It's not nimble enough like it was when it's younger. So they attack those two. It's the same thing when dating a specific type of people. All right. A lot of times women date other groups of men. They may have a fetish or an over infatuation with a certain group, or though their own group of men they're not really interested in them, or they may feel that way, so they venture out. And a lot of them are probably just being groupies and following trends, etc. But you shouldn't take women seriously who only really date a specific type of people, or especially if they wasn't raised around that group of people. All right.
don't really be trusting those type of women who only date like one set of people. Just from what I've seen, a lot of those women, they can have certain like intentions when dating that specific sector of people. But
yes,
let me know your opinions about that. Like, what do you guys think about women or men who only date one sector of people?
And you gotta watch out for that fetish spirit, because when you submit to being a fetish, you're basically saying that you're a slave. And you'll see that slave spirit come out on people. Like I got a video coming about a black dude who feels entitled to light-skinned women. And basically I also seen a video I'm gonna react to where this black guy was basically punching the shit out of light-skinned. Basically it was a guy a couple years back in New York City. He was going around punching women. And when they caught the guy, they were asking him, why was you punching these girls? And he responded, said, because they were all light-skinned. And that's because he has a fetish for light-skinned women or mulatto women or whatever. And he felt entitled to them. So he probably came across some light-skinned girls who she might have cheated. He might have had a bad experience with one, or he just couldn't bag one. So he felt entitled. So he just walks around punching them. And that's like a controlled spirit. It's an entitled spirit. And you're going to see that come out later in the relationships throughout when you're in a relationship with somebody who has a fetish. You don't get in fetiships and expect that shit to work. It's not going to work. All right, a lot of y'all getting fetishes and then it don't work and your children end up hating y'all. It's all type of stuff. You just don't do that.
But yeah.
Or race.
I seen you in like a Spanish video, but go ahead.
That's what I was getting to.
Go ahead.
But prior to like growing up and like I honestly until like a couple years ago, I only dated black guys. I thought Spanish guys gave like pretty boy, and I don't want to date nobody that's prettier than me.
Now, brothers, that sound very, especially you light skinned. That's what I'm talking about. You mulatto brothers, you light skinned brothers in America. Don't that sound like a very group of women that's familiar? Don't that sound familiar? Don't y'all hear that a lot from? And this is a Latina broad, and you'll notice that we kind of have similar phenotypes. The Puerto Ricans, the Latinas, the mulatto Americans, and the light skinned. We all have a similar phenotype, especially amongst the men. And we keep hearing this. That sounds like something that light skinned women say to light skinned men or mulatto men in America. So they don't date them because they're too pretty or they're too handsome. And all she's really saying is that she has low self-esteem. That's all she's really saying. Let's keep playing the video.
Go ahead, you go keep talking.
No, that's all I gotta tell you.
And a lot of these females, they just like to emulate black girls. That's why they be stealing their personality, particularly degenerate black girls.
That's all I got.
Where they get their ideologies from.
No, I'm saying like you saying like you.
Any woman who can't date anybody prettier than her, I don't know. It says something about insecurity to me. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of
Facts. It's nothing but insecurity. And these broads think they doing something, especially in the black community. It's very popular to say, especially with black. It started off with dark skinned women. They say, I can't date a light skinned dude. They too cute for me. Or they too pretty for me. They too handsome for me. And all you think you dissing him, but you're not. You're dissing yourself and your own self esteem. And the men that you're going with, if that man actually has common sense, like these black dudes don't, who are on this damn couch, you'll realize that she's not even with y'all, according to what she just said, because she even finds y'all attractive. She's basically saying, I'm with y'all because I find y'all less attractive. And when I stand next to a Latino man or a light-skinned dude, I feel inadequate. I'm really more attracted to him, but I just fold when I'm around handsome men. I'm intimidated when I get around handsome men, because that's who I'm really more attracted to. And then y'all are just easier. So this is a backhanded compliment to black men. But black men probably so damn thirsty, they don't care. Some of them do, but some are too stupid to realize what she's saying. But let's keep going.
this,
I was dating only black guys.
Is your family accepting to it?
Yeah.
And shout out to the brother Bluish Gelato. I seen his reaction on this, and he was right about this pop culture in America. And she said her family was accepting of it because they don't have a choice to be accepting of it, really, because that's a part of pop culture. Downing your group of men to get with black dudes, and that's like the whole pop culture thing. And it's funny that she says she doesn't date black men now, and I'm wondering why. The same thing with Bluish Gelato. Like, I should try to interview this broad and DM her, see why she don't date black guys no more. Why she only wants to date her own group of men. It's very obvious that she has had a bad experience with them. All right? Or maybe she was trying to get some out of her system. Who knows? But she says she doesn't date them anymore, exclusive like she used to. And I don't know. I wonder. That's very interesting on why she doesn't date him though.
Yeah, they don't really got nothing to say. I'm telling you, we like not that Spanish.
And she's saying it like that's a good thing, but that's what America does. It deculturalizes everybody and trying to. That's not a good thing that you're not that Spanish. It's not a flex.
There are Spanish people whose families be like, absolutely not, but my family is not that Spanish.
And shout out to them for having pride in who they are.
Spanish girl, she loved black guys. Like her baby father was black, everything. She said she loved black guys. It's just.
What is it about that? What is it about y'all that attracts y'all to us? What do y'all like about us?
Y'all give out more manlier. A lot of Spanish, and this is not all Spanish guys, but a lot of Spanish guys, they're more feminine.
So,
See, don't that sound like light-skinned black women when they speak about the light-skinned brothers? But what these broads are so silly and so goofy. She probably started dating black men because black women were getting that ass. But who knows? But they think they dissing the men that they calling too pretty, but they really dissing themselves. You're basically saying that you have low self-esteem, and you're dissing black women because you're saying that you said that black men are more masculine or they look more rough. So you're saying that black women look rough. So you're sneak dissing them, and then again you're also dissing you dissing yourself, you dissing black women, and then you giving them backhanded compliments. You don't even find black dudes attractive. And I remember this one Puerto Rican broad. A lot of Puerto Rican women do this as well. They'll get with black FBA men, specifically dark skinned FBA men, and they will always try to get with them by default because. And she was saying that she like ugly dudes. I'm like, this was when I was young, I was like, what the hell is this broad talking about? I was like, how the hell you like ugly dudes? And her crush was Kodak Black. I'm like, what the fuck is? Like, that's all I need to know about her. The fact that she was attracted to a guy like Kodak Black, I already knew she had low self-esteem. Like, a lot of these pretty girls, they got low self-esteem. All right, but she kept saying she like ugly guys and taking advantage of black guys basically because she got low self-esteem. And I remember she said she wouldn't even date a light-skinned FBA man because it was too close to home for her. Saying that we look very similar to Puerto Rican, but even though we're two totally different groups of peoples, that she wouldn't date them because it was too close to home. And all it really told me is that she's just intimidated by handsome men. Or she feels, in a lot of these broads, we speak of about how black men, it's going to be a separate video I'm going to make about how black women are, and women period, but especially black women of color, they're very jealous of light-skinned men and how we look. And it's very easy to say black men are just jealous. Black men are jealous of light-skinned, which is true. And also, not only are they jealous, they just view light-skinned dudes as competition. But nobody speaks about how black women and light-skinned women are jealous of light-skinned men as well. When these females, they get in a relationship with light-skinned dudes, they cut their hair. I seen a prank on YouTube where this chick cut a light-skinned mixed dude's hair. And she was mixed herself, but her hair wasn't as prettier, I guess, as his, or more attractive as his. And she cut his hair out of jealousy. She said it was a prank, but it really wasn't. But she said it was a prank. Also, when these females talking about too cute for me, I remember watching Cerebral, and the YouTuber Cerebral, she was talking about how this Creole dude, this mixed mulatto guy, he walked into a Dollar General or something, and the women were never going crazy. The black girls and all the girls was going crazy over him, talking about how handsome, how fine he was. And basically, of course, you got that certain demographic of women who are into, like one girl, she was a black girl, which you hear this a lot in the black community. She said, yeah, he cute, but I can't date no light-skinned dude because I'll be jealous of him. And like nobody ever speaks about that. If they're jealous of light-skinned women and how they look, what makes you think they're not going to be jealous of light-skinned men and do shit to them and how they look when they get in relationships with them? But that's never talked about. Even with light-skinned women, how light-skinned women are jealous of light-skinned men, and they always trying to compete with light-skinned men instead of trying to compliment them. And most women, period, are like that in this society, unfortunately. But
I just want to say something.
Yeah.
I seen we went to school with we went to school with a bunch of different races, like white, Spanish.
Yeah.
All that. I used to see Spanish guys with their tongue pierced.
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah, but they acting like black men don't do that. Dark-skinned black men are the face of homosexuality. It's just nobody calls it out. Because they're not really talking about, when they say black men are more masculine, they're not even talking about, it could be from an energy standpoint, but it also is mostly from, they're talking about phenotype. Not more so than how they conduct themselves. These women, it's nothing wrong with light-skinned dudes at all. I mean, some of you dudes are a little touch. But I mean, it's nothing wrong with light-skinned dudes at all. So don't try to change who you are or how you look to make these hoes comfortable. It's just that they're insecure in themselves, and they insecure when they get around handsome men. They're intimidated by handsome men. The brother Chronicle said this, and I remember he said that women are always going to choose the lowest caliber of a man that she can find because she's not going to choose a man that she feels threatened by or intimidated by. So that's why they flock to dudes like Kodak Black and dudes that they can sing silly rap lyrics to, because that's less intimidating to them, and those men can emit a certain energy where they come off as non-threatening. But she get with a light-skinned guy who's fly, who got options and who's handsome, that can intimidate her. You have been around a girl who was so pretty, you were scared to say something to her. It's the same thing, you know. So it is what it is. But I will say about Latino men, it's a trend going on now with black men. They're saying that they don't go to black barbers, they go to Latino barbers, and I do the same thing. I have a story basically I'm gonna tell real quick about how I go to Latino barbers as well. And I will say that black Latino men, if you think that light skinned guys are feminine or they take too much pride in how they look, Latino men are on steroids. Like Latino men take pride in really everything they do. Like shout out to the Latino brothers. Like the Latino, if you go get your cut by the Latino brothers, like they gonna give you everything. They gonna give you stuff for your hair, for your bumps. They gonna do your eyebrows. They gonna do your hairline. They gonna give you no homo. They gonna give you a facial, and it's all gonna be for a cheaper price or the same price that the black barber give you. The black barber is gonna do your hairline until you get out. There's no passion with it. But with the Latino brothers, I mean they do it all. They do it all. So shout out to the Latino brothers. They definitely go overboard. And you can look on YouTube or TikTok and see that the Latino brothers take pride in what they do, especially with barbering.
I'm gonna like understand that a little bit because even in other cultures, like I'm not disrespecting any culture when I say this, but in some cultures, like when men greet each other and whatnot, they like kiss each other's cheeks and stuff like that. Whereas in the black culture, none of that stuff kind of.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Black people always trying to force their culture and their belief systems on everybody else. And some people just gravitate to it, but like a lot of people, they try to force it down people's throats and try to make their ideology and their belief system theirs. And if you believe that that's feminine, kiss another man on the cheek, you wouldn't be able to survive. Especially you niggas who walk around talking about the Bible and stuff. You black American men, y'all wouldn't be able to survive back in Christ's time because Christ did stuff like that. So his black American brothers or the men of color here in America. Christ used to wash other brothers' feet. So if you think that's feminine or some type of gay, then that's I mean it is what are you calling Christ Yahweh Shai gay? Because he used to wash people's feet, other brothers' feet, grown men. So I mean, it is what it is.
Once again, I'm not disrespecting your culture if you do that. I'm just saying I've picked up on certain, and I'm not saying you are feminine if you do that, but I can see how women will see certain cultures and think, okay, that's more feminine.
They do a lot of fruity ass shit. I could never get with, like, obviously growing up. They like cut their eyebrows. Yeah. They do a lot of like weird shit.
And look at him. Yeah, he's just thirsty for some coochie, like most black dudes, but. She's just intimidated by good-looking men who take care of themselves. That's all. There's nothing wrong with these men. And she said slits in the eye. That actually started with black men, I believe. There's slits in the eye. That's something the black American men were doing. And back in the days, I believe it used to symbolize that you were in the gang. You had those slits in your eyebrows. Like Tupac in Juice, didn't he have slits in his eye? Like his eyebrows, I should say. There's something that start off with niggas. And then black men do the same stuff. Like dye their hair. Look at Shaq. He get up and dress up like a broad. Look at YG. He just dressed up as a white chick. You can keep going on. Lil Uzi Vert got piercings in weird places. All these dudes. Like there's so many examples. But what it is that she feels comfortable around ugly men. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with Latino men at all. Or mulatto, light-skinned dudes at all. There's something wrong with their ass. And don't be afraid to call them out on that. Like, bitch, it ain't that wrong with me. It's something wrong with you. You got low self-esteem. I'm fly. I'm handsome.
So I've always looked at them like very feminine, and I was never attracted to that. I like more of like a masculine look, more of like a not scruffy like dirty, but like you a man. You know what I mean? So I've always got that from black guys. But yeah, that's not my vibes.
You know, this ain't fucking creep.
I like that you and the black guys. Yeah. I've talked to a Spanish woman before. Worst experience of my life.
Oh, God.
Yeah, had to date her till she got the abortion. I had to tell the bitch, she talking about, so she get pregnant by me and shit. I tell the bitch, I'm a pedophile. I can't be around kids. So,
Man, that's bugged out as hell. Who would laugh at some shit like that? That's probably why this broad at the end started dating him. And like, this dude literally say he's a pedophile and you can't trust him around kids just to run away from his responsibility. And this is why y'all get stereotyped of making everybody single mothers, because it's true. Not all, but a lot of y'all do that. And I don't. That's probably why she stopped dating y'all. You know, and she knew she got pregnant by y'all. And that, just because she ain't got no kids don't mean she ain't had no abortions. I don't mean that. And on top of that, like, and I hate to bring this up, but I don't trust black people with light-skinned kids. I never have. And that's probably what he probably ain't joking. You know, that's if he's with a Mexican chick, he was gonna have a mixed mulatto kid. And who knows? You know how much they fetishize mixed people. You know, so he might not be joking. It's always truth behind the joke. I'm not saying that's what he's really gonna do, but you know, they got those stories about stuff like that. You know, and she's probably one of these Latina bros. She probably see how y'all treat light skinned kids. And said, I can't have no kids with one of these dudes. They gonna mistreat my mixed kid. You know, they gonna torture my son. They gonna try to break his bones or something, or they gonna try to molest one of my daughters or something. Like, I can't get with. Like, who knows? And he just basically admitted to it. You know, remember YG got on stage and literally started over-sexualizing his light-skinned daughter. I mean, I get what the brother was saying. He was saying, in the black community, you got to watch out because these dudes are obsessed with light-skinned women, and they'll make your daughters harlots, you know, impregnate them. So when Nipsey died, he was like, I don't know what we're going to do. We got pretty light-skinned daughters. I get what he's saying, but, like, that's bugged out, though, you know.
Yeah, let's nut in a woman and then tell her I'm a PDF file, so I don't have to take responsibility.
You could do nothing else.
No, look.
Because we used to say, I'm going to kill myself. You know, all that shit.
That shit don't work. That shit don't work. I want to ask this, though. What is it with the culture of Spanish that make y'all have a lot of kids? Because
I am not a part of the culture. So, disclaimer.
Like, black men have kids everywhere, dog. They, from all groups of women, from a lot of women, from a lot of black women specifically. The only difference is that Latino men might be stereotypically more active. That's the only difference. And more Latino men might. I mean, black men do the same thing, bro. It's just that Latino women may not put them on child support like that because they come from a strong culture. But black dudes do the same shit. And another thing I can't stand about these females is that how they complain about Puerto Rican men and light-skinned dudes is that if you're dissing Puerto Rican men or light-skinned men or whatever, or mulatto men, whatever, all you're doing is dissing yourself. Like, I had one chick said something about Chris Brown, this, and the third. I said, well, and she was dissing light-skinned dudes. I was like, well, shit, all you're doing is dissing your own group of women. You keep talking about how light-skinned dudes are soft and this, and the third, they emotional. Well, bitch, y'all raised them. They only getting raised by light-skinned women and white women. And stereotypically, they usually have dark-skinned dads. A son can only emulate what his father does. And he can only tolerate what his mother allows. So he's probably learning that behavior from that dynamic. So you're basically dissing that dynamic that y'all come from. You're saying that light-skinned women ain't about nothing. And if you're dissing Chris Brown, look at the dynamic that he comes from. Look at all these light-skinned dudes. They usually have white mothers or whatever they have, light-skinned mothers or black dads, whatever. That's the dynamic they come from. So instead of trying to blame light-skinned dudes, you should be blaming the parenting, not the men. And said that with Puerto Rican women. I remember one Puerto Rican chick said that Puerto Rican men are mama's boys. I'm like, bitch, y'all raised them to be that way. Like, you can't blame them. That's y'all reflection. Y'all the same thing. If you're saying that black men are superior, that means that black women are superior to y'all. Y'all the same thing.
You want no kids?
No.
Team no kids.
No kids.
That's right, girl.
Hey,
mommy. Join the squad. That shit over.
No, she said, I got a whole
He has a
squad.
squad.
But no, really though, because I just seen it. Like, shout out to my guy that I work with. Shout out to my man Mike. Mike a good dude, bro.
Shout out Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Mikey.
Mike Mike got like a nickel, and I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
Mike.
Mike got a nickel. He younger than me. I'm like, bro, why you got all these damn kids?
He's Spanish.
I don't know. I feel like a lot
He
of
knows
Spanish households. I think they're really big on like not believing in abortions. You can mess me with abortion. Ain't nobody gonna struggle with me.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like that's like their big thing. And a lot of people they come from a big family. So even if like their situation might not be up to par, they're willing to sacrifice it because they have a big village behind them to still knock out whatever they want to knock out.
So
It blows my mind.
right, it's like that shit back in the day when they used to say it take a village to raise a child and all that shit.
But I think a lot of Spanish people, they just don't really believe in abortions. And a lot of Spanish households, they're more like, we'll help you. We'll, you got everybody to help you. You don't got to worry about nothing. So.
Hey guys, I had to get off that video. No, I don't see what the fuck was funny about that. You know what I'm saying? And this one over here talking about she don't have kids giving high fives, my nigga. You niggas are degenerates, my nigga. But anyway.
Yeah, you niggas bugged out. Y'all degenerates. Y'all might see the lake of fire. Listen.
What do you guys think about that? Once again, like people dating one race of people. I just don't trust it for real. I think if you meet someone who, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. Like,
It's weird though, but I'm gonna see you on the next video is long.